Hi beautiful people! Welcome back to my channel. It is now time to give my first update on the project Years of Usage eyeshadow project pan created by Sarah Catherine. The goal of this project is to use each eyeshadow in the project 23 times because we are in the year 2023. I am working on 4 eyeshadow palettes and the total number of eyeshadows in the project is 62. I am not aiming to hit goal on all 62 eyeshadows. My goal is just to hit on 45 eyeshadows. The 4 palettes in the project are fairly new. I haven't used the 3 eyeshadow palettes yet, so it's my first time using the eyeshadows in this project, except for one eyeshadow palette, and that is this Trench Coat Showroom from Etude House. I've already tried this when I did a Christmas project pan way back. I don't remember, was it 2020 or 2021? Okay, let me now start my update with Glam Metals eyeshadow palette from Crown. There are 9 eyeshadows in here, and I've only used 5 eyeshadows for this update. So, the 5 eyeshadows are Black Metal, I've used that twice. Rebel, I've used that once. Heavy Metal, I've used once. Glam Rock twice. And Pop Rock once. So the total number of uses in this eyeshadow palette for this update is 7. This is the least used eyeshadow palette for this update. But the times I've used the eyeshadows, I enjoyed them. Moving on to the next palette, this is the Etude House Trench Coat Showroom. There are 15 eyeshadows in here and I've only used 12 out of the 15 eyeshadows for this update. I managed to hit 31 uses on this palette for this update. The 3 eyeshadows I haven't used yet are this second shade and this third shade. So this second shade is called Spring Coat. This one is Coat Hanger, and the third shade is this one, and this is Gold Button. So for the shades that I've already used for this update, we have here this first shade, White Showroom. I've used that twice. And then this one, this is Room Lighting and Autumn Coat. I've used this 4 times each. This one is Basic Coat. I've used that 6 times. This is Display. I've used this twice. Silver Button and Military Look, I use once each. My Trench Coat, I use this 3 times. The Collar twice. This one, Woolen Coat 3 times. Belted Coat twice. And Showroom once. The most used eyeshadow in here is Basic Coat. I've used that 6 times, followed by these 2, Room Lighting and Autumn Coat, 4 times each. These 3 so far are the eyeshadows I usually think of whenever I open this palette. Those are the shades that I'm thinking of using. But I'm trying to control myself because I want to be able to try all of the eyeshadows in here before I start focusing on the eyeshadows I would like to hit goal on first. The third palette in this project is this Beauty Glaze Perfect Neutral eyeshadow palette. I used 12 of the 14 eyeshadows in here and the total number of uses is 40. So this is the most used eyeshadow palette for this update. The 2 eyeshadows I haven't used yet are Apricot and Bisque. For Cashmere and Muse, I've used this 3 times. Peachy, Venus, Mais, Scarlet. These 4 I've used twice each. Glaze, I've used this once. Neutral, I've used twice. Sienna, I've used once. Mud, 3 times. Clay, 4 times. And Black. This is the most used eyeshadow in this palette. Not just in this palette actually, but for this update. Because I've used this 15 times. And the last palette is this Makeup Revolution Soft X eyeshadow palette. There are 24 eyeshadows in here. This is the first palette that Soft X collaborated with Makeup Revolution. I've only used 11 out of the 24 eyeshadows in here. And the number of uses in total is 22. Let me start my update on the first row. This eyeshadow, this is Pancakes. I've used this 3 times. Iced Coffee, once. Cup of Tea, twice. On the second row, I've used this shade. This is Sparks Fly, twice. Tiramisu, 3 times. And Peaches, twice. On the third row, this shade, this green shade, this is Pine Tree. I've used that once. And this one, Pug, I've used it twice. And on the last row, this second shade, this is Festive Flame. I've used it twice. Mug Cake, this brown shade, I've used twice. And lastly, Nightmare, which is another black eyeshadow I used twice. So the total number of uses for the 4 eyeshadow palette is 100. I haven't hit goal on any of the eyeshadow yet for this update, but I hope maybe on my next update I already hit goal on at least 1 eyeshadow, very likely a black eyeshadow. There are 3 black eyeshadows in here, and I have been using all of these black eyeshadow as my eyeliner. So this is my update for the Years of Usage Eyeshadow Project Pan. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!